Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, special guest here. But first, as always, let's take a look at today's weather. It's brought to us by Drew Pollard's company, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today is going to be 76 and low 60. Water temperature, they're all important this time of year, water temperature. At the end of the pier is 74 degrees. Let's take a look at our river reading brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. The Apalachicola Bluntstown, act like nothing's happened weather-wise. It's still good and level, but it's high. It's at 8.7 this morning. But take a look at it, Choctawhatchee at Caryville. It's reading a 7.7, and it's finally got a little bit of a drop to it. So this week, not a lot of rain coming next couple of days. So Choctawhatchee will be dropping pretty steady, a good slow, steady drop on the Choctawhatchee. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is May 2nd, neap tides today and tomorrow. But this weekend, we're looking at some really good, strong tides. If the wind will die down, so we can get our boats out there. Okay, the wind is not going to die down today. It's still be coming out of west in double digits, about 15 to 16 miles an hour. So be careful there on open water. We're going to take our break and come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back and welcome to part of the Panhandle Outdoors team.
Good morning. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Ken Paramore. We always have so much to talk about. We always run out of time, don't we?
Run out of time every time.
It's crazy. So we're going to get started. We've got a lot of pictures, a lot of stories to tell you. We've got some great pictures of birds.
You know why that is, don't you?
Why?
Because we don't stay on the couch.
That's a good point right there.
And the majority of your viewers don't stay on the couch.
I'm so proud of it.
That's why you always have so many pictures and things to show and guests that come in, because they're not on the couch.
Good point right there. Well, we're going to wrap up turkey season. So you've had a couple of pictures here. So tell us about it.
I guess I'm kind of glad because I'm wore out, but I kind of miss it too because they're still gobbling the last day of the season, and even well, it's still open in Alabama. But I was able to go to Alabama for a few days, and they're still gobbling there. So it's it's kind of rough to leave them when you know they're still active. But when you go, every morning for the entire season, except for days that it was either raining, flooding, or blowing like 15 or 20, I went every day.
Every day.
And it's 3:30 a.m. because I have a 50-minute drive to my place in Calhoun County. So it wears on you after a while.
Well, I tell you, the people we have on here, the experts we have, they all have one thing in common: the passion for what they do. That one word. Yeah. And Ken is a prime example of turkey hunting.
Yeah, there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
And every day of turkey hunting, because you go so much, every day is different. I mean,
that's something.
A difference, so much difference in what a day makes sometimes.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's take a look at this first picture here. This was, I love a tailgate picture.
Yeah, that broke my 3-year drought. I'd gone 3 years without a bird, and opening weekend, it was raining and blowing Saturday. But I managed to go Sunday morning and managed to get that one. And that's my push button call I used. And he had a 9 3/4 inch beard, was about 17 pounds, and I was pleased.
Up in Calhoun County.
Right? I was in Calhoun.
Calhoun County. Okay. Let's see now. Let me see this one.
That was just when I got him home.
Okay, you got him home, got a picture in it?
Yep, wife took a picture of me in the yard because it's hard to do that when you're by yourself out in the woods.
It's hard to get a selfie.
I don't know how to make that thing do. All right, I had a first time ever hunting trip out of state, which went to neighboring Alabama. Went to Eufaula last week spent 4 nights and 3 days there. This is my buddy George Wilson, is a former FWC officer down in the Lakeland, Florida area. Cool. And he invited me up to his lease in Alabama. And I was in a different spot that morning, but heard a gunshot, and he come hauling this bird was 18 pounds, had a 10-inch beard,
Wow.
And his spurs were almost 2 inches long.
Oh,
it was a beautiful bird.
Look at those spurs.
And there's the spurs. So he was successful. I had a bunch of close encounters. I had some videos of.
Some close encounters.
And
you said your buddy lives in Lakeland, but he has a lease in Alabama. That shows how much he loves to go from Lakeland to Alabama.
I think he's worse than I am.
He can't be worse than you because you go every day.
Well, especially his deer hunting. He's a fanatic about his deer hunting, but he's had this lease up there for about 12 or 13 years. It's just west of Eufaula and a little bit south, and but it's a 7-hour drive for him. But he's got a little cabin and stuff there, so when he goes up, he'll stay a week or two.
And we're fortunate up here in Panhandle, we still have a lot of land to hunt on.
Right.
And where they don't have it down there and all.
No. So I got a chance to do that. Like I say, I had a bird, the bird that we had the videos of. He was about 70 yards, and he finally got with hens, and I couldn't get him any closer. But he put on a show. If we get a chance, we can show some of
we'll
those.
show that next segment there. But
it was a good time. The weather was good then, and the birds were gobbling. Every morning I was on birds.
Yeah.
The hens are horrible. If you get the hens get to him before you can get him to you, you might as well pack up and leave. At least me anyway. I can't. They ain't gonna leave.
They're gonna pay attention.
Their girlfriends.
Yeah, they're gonna pay attention to you.
They'll gobble at your calls, but they're not gonna leave them.
All right, we're gonna take a break. Come back and look at that video. We'll be right back. Okay, we're trying to set up a video. I have to change mechanism. I have to go from my iPad to the actual phone. So what we're going to do, we're going to try to, Ken, walk us through if I can. Let's see. We got this one rolling right here. Let me see. It's actually not rolling, but that's your gobbler there.
Yeah, that's a gobbler and strut. My buddy was next to me and was taking his video with his cell phone. He had tagged out, and he zoomed in, so the bird looks, within gun range, but he was actually about 70 yards
It's working
out.
good on my phone, but it's not getting the video. I mean, it's real nice. Y'all should see this. Let me try one. So it's frozen up some. But anyway, that is some good video on it. So what happened on that?
4.5 hours.
You were there 4.5?
We sat there with him out there, out of gun range. When he first got there doing all that, he didn't have hens with him. But he wasn't coming any closer, and then we were dying, from daylight till 10. We tried, and then hens came to him, and tried different strategies. But where we were, we couldn't get up and move to try to reposition or anything. It was too open, so it was 4.5 hours.
Did you get frustrated any, or did?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, and you get hungry, and you get cramped, but he probably put on one of the best shows for the length of time that he did for me that I've ever had. So
that's cool.
And like I say, it was the first time I've ever hunted turkeys out of state. So
talking about turkey hunting, what is this right here?
Oh yeah.
Tell us what this is right here, because I couldn't figure it out last night when he sent this to me.
For those who don't know, but for dyed-in-the-wool turkey hunters, they do know, because whoever this is, I got it off of a turkey hunting page, but those are called turkey stones. And inside the gizzard of the turkeys, there's a bunch of little stones. And the ones who were in the know, they pull out the gizzard. The gizzard's about the size of a, small baseball maybe, hard as a baseball almost. You cut it open, and there's all kind of little stones in there. And when you read about it, the stones in that muscle, that gizzard, help them break down after the craw, because the gizzard's all the way at the other end on the way out. So,
cool.
But it breaks down their food. And I went to cut that one that he killed, and open it up, and you can feel the rocks against your knife before you even get in there. And depending on where your turkeys are from and the type of habitat or terrain, the little stones all different colors. So when people put them in jars like that, now that guy there, he's killed some turkeys. Yeah. But it makes for a nice little display. In addition to your tail fan and your beard mounts and all that, you can collect the stones.
That's interesting. Okay, so being an all-around outdoorsman, you've got other things going on too. Turkey season over.
Well, you know, we talked before about the bird watching, which I'm still an amateur, but had an opportunity to go to Central Florida.
But you got this award. You got an award right here.
Well, yeah. Last year's, when I talked about the Wings Over Florida, this is what I ended up with 94 birds, documented birds, and that's a certificate that they send you that's frameable.
Yeah.
For achieving, that's called the big year. That I did 94 birds in a year. So they send you that. So this year I'm determined I'm going to top 94. So,
okay.
So in January I started and I'm at 66 already.
Wow.
So I went to Central Florida and around some golf courses, went to an event down there for retired FWC officers. And around this golf course I think I got 10 or 12 down there. But the fascinating part about going down there, it was around Apopka, Lake Apopka. Well, we were getting ready to come home after the event was over. We had one morning left. So I Googled and found this place in northern Apopka that was a Apopka Wildlife Drive.
Okay.
Lake Apopka Wildlife Drive.
That sounds good.
It's an 11-mile dike, basically. It's part of a restoration project from the St. John's Water Management District. And you drive through at your own leisure and your own pace. There's pull-off places, and you enter from one end and you exit at the other. And it's a huge 20,000-acre marshland.
Wow.
That this drive goes through. And we got 10 or 15 birds from there. And I've got some pictures of them. Oh, you got one.
Okay, here we go. Let's start with this one.
That's a purple gallinule, which we don't see here that I'm aware of much.
That's beautiful.
And yeah, it's one that I didn't have last year. So there's alligators. If you want to take somebody someplace to see alligators, if we saw one, we saw 100.
Oh my goodness.
Or more.
Oh my goodness.
Of course, my wife Debbie was the photographer.
She loves these butterflies. They're not beautiful though. Nature just has this. You can't replicate that.
No. And there was that was a monster.
That looks huge.
And they're everywhere. I mean, they're absolutely everywhere. And we'd never been there before, and I'd never heard of it. But we went through there, and like I say, I got I don't know, 10 or 15. But there's
this was a fascinating picture here. First thing I saw this fish. Wait a minute.
There was a power pole there, and this osprey landed up there, and he probably had a 3-pound bass.
Look at there.
And he's sitting there eating it. So my wife was able to get around to the side to try to get a picture before we left, but he sat up there eating that bass. So
what a great picture.
If I know it's not in our area, but if you get the opportunity to go down in Central Florida, it's just outside of Orlando.
Okay.
North end of Lake Apopka. There's this Lake Apopka Wildlife Drive. There's blue-winged teal that were there.
The teal, oh yeah.
And which they should be. There's some more purple gallinule that were right there close.
They're cool.
And
okay.
It's free. I mean,
wow.
You can bicycle it. You can hike it.
You and I have been in Florida our whole life, and we've been around, but you and I never had heard of that drive right there. I'd never heard of it.
It's part of a
11 miles one way.
11 miles. And
20,000 acres.
You don't turn the car around and come back.
Yeah, you can
you pull off, or you let cars by, and all those pictures were taken from either inside the car or just out, get out, step out, or whatever. But huge alligators.
Yeah. Ken, we talk about this in years past, how our government, they've done a lot of stupid things, but they've done a lot of good things too, as far as getting land for us and state parks and all. But and we need more of that. We're at a point in time we got to get some more land for us, the people, and that's a great example right there.
And take care of it.
And take care of it for sure.
Yep.
For sure.
But it was a good time. It was worth it. Happened to be there.
Yeah.
Happened to find it on Google, but. Certainly glad we did it, and it was really enjoyable. It took us about 3 hours.
Oh, I was going to ask you about a good 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
You can stay longer, or you can zip through there in an hour. But you can only go 10 miles an hour in your car.
What time of day did y'all go through there?
It's only open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Okay.
It opens at 7 a.m. and we were there about 7:15. beat the crowd and
Okay.
But there's people, photographers there that, you know, had lenses on their cameras.
Oh yeah.
You know how they are.
Big boys.
And the one guy had one, he was taking pictures of a bird, and he turned, he says, I just walked up there to see he was taking a picture of it. He said, are you a birder? And I said, no, I'm an amateur. I said, well, he said, there's a bird right there that you don't see much of, and it was a least bittern. It's a little water bird. It was hanging on the side of a cattail or something. And he was all into, you know, and he got some good pictures of him.
That's cool. All right, let's take our final break. Come right back with Ken. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers today. We're looking at 9:24 to 11:24 this morning and 9:45 to 11:45 tonight. And now we're going to one of my favorite parts of when Ken comes on. We're starting to do a blast from the past. He named it that because at the time it might not have been that exciting, probably. But
it was case of the month then.
It was case of the month. Now it's a blast.
It's a blast from the past.
So here we go. And this is interesting here. This first picture. I'll talk about this.
July 9th of 1988 is where we're going to.
Okay, now we see Ken on the left, the guy on the right. Where's he from?
Is Officer Ross Welburn.
Okay.
He lived in Quincy with his wife, Allison Summerford.
Okay.
He was an officer in Gadsden County for probably 15 to 20 years.
For you folks over there in that neck of the woods, Allison's dad was Bill Summerford, the tax collector for Gadsden County for many years. Gail's mother worked for Bill Summerford most of her, last 20 years of her. But what a small world it is. So anyway, here y'all.
Ross was one of my best friends.
He was a good one.
We were also partners together.
So how'd y'all get all these eggs?
Back in the day, as I told you on my last blast from the past, these turtle egg poachers would come to the beaches on the East Coast in Florida and dig these turtle eggs up in the middle of the night and take them and sell them. Okay. So he and I were working a detail, and we were hidden in the bushes. It was probably midnight, 1 in the morning. A car came. The beachfront was all wooded, but there was a paved road that went in front of the beach. So we were hidden in the bushes across the road. A car pulls up, stops in the middle of the road. Like I say, it's 1 or 2 a.m. Here, we couldn't really see good, but we could hear doors slamming, people walking around. Car made a U-turn in the road and left and went back the direction it came from. Well, we had to run to our patrol truck, get in it. We decided something just went on here that we need to know about. Suspicious activity in a place where. So we get in our truck, we finally catch up to the car, ran a tag on the car before we went to stop it. The car comes back stolen. So now we've got a stolen car, which is better or more cost to stop than what we had. So we're following into the city of Riviera Beach, called for the police to come and give us backup. We're still following the car. They're not there. We figure we've got to stop the car. So we stopped the car. It was a felony stop. I'm talking guns drawn, get out of the car, the whole bit, because it's a stolen car. Okay. And so there was 4 people in it. We had to get them out and get them secured. And when we walked up to the car and opened the door, oh man. That is between the seat and the back seat, and we didn't know exactly what it was at first. It's a commercial laundry bag, and it was full of marine turtle eggs. Okay. And if you look on the seat next to it, there's a crack pipe right there on the seat. Right there? Right there, a homemade crack pipe. Oh my goodness. So that was in the middle of the seat. That was the bag after we opened it, after we got back to our compound. And the bag contained 1,088 marine turtle eggs. 1,088 marine turtle eggs. Oh my goodness. And Ross and I found the car. They were sitting in, that's an evidence photo. So that's just how they were in the car when we opened the door. Obviously plain view. So we arrested the 4 of them and went to jail, and to this day, there has not been a seizure of over 1,088 marine turtle eggs
Oh, that's a record.
in the state of Florida, and between me and Ross.
Awesome.
And Ross is passed now.
Okay.
So it's kind of a cool record that I hold with him.
Oh, neat.
And he, posthumously holds.
Well, were these perpetrators, were they local folks or coming in? I don't guess they were like Boy Scout leaders in the community. I don't.
No, they sold those eggs on the black market back then for about $25 a dozen. They would boil the eggs and then sell them in their communities. Some of them were of Bahamian descent. That that's what they did over there, I guess, before they came over here. But
It's amazing. It's just amazing that they were able to get that many. Was that prime?
Well, if you figure each nest holds 100 to 120, 25 eggs, they hit at least 10 nests that night along the beach.
4 of them?
Yep. Well, there was 2 on the beach that were doing it, and then 2 in the car that came and picked them up. But this beach is a state park now.
Okay.
And it was then, but it's 2 miles of desolate. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
And they would drop off. See, they brought them there, dropped off. They slipped through the woods with their sack, went down there, and what they did when the car came back, it picked them up with the eggs, and they were leaving. And we were in the right place at the right time.
Wow.
So
just like in the movies, the bad guys and the good guys won on that. The bad guys doing exactly what.
They went to jail for the crack. They went to jail for the turtle eggs. They went to jail for the stolen car.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it was a full night. I don't think I got back in because the picture with Ross and I was taken before noon, so we hadn't been to bed yet.
Okay, Kim, we've run out of time. Surprise.
There we go.
Surprise. Here we go.
Hey, better than sitting here and not having nothing to talk about, right?
Looking forward to coming on next time and
Me
enjoy
too.
the next couple of weeks. I know you get some birds. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. All right.
Good to
Take
see
care. Y'all have a good day.
Y'all do something good for someone today, too. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.